I made it to Forbes.
Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Williams Fitness back again with another video. Now, Generation Iron have just dropped a video and it's basically an interview with Zac regarding Tony Huge. Now, obviously I've just had Tony on the channel. We've touched on the things that I needed to touch on with regards to giving you guys advice when it comes to steroids. I don't agree with everything that Zac says, and I don't agree with everything that Tony says. And I think that's the point. I think the point is you find what you need to extract from somebody informational-wise and that's informative to you personally. You take that on board or you disregard it or whatever you want to do. Now, my personal opinion on this, and I think I'm valid to, throw my hat in the ring, so to speak, is I have taken steroids. I have taken a lot. I've taken copious amounts of steroids to the point where it literally nearly killed me. Now, I will argue with anybody till the cows come home. There are major dangers with steroids. I have physically gone through this. I had what was called a bilateral pulmonary embolism. For those of you who don't know what that is, it sounds like really crazy and wild and out there. It's basically blood clots, so where your lungs join, that's where it's bilateral, and a pulmonary embolism is blood clot. I had a massive blood clot and blood clots peppered throughout my lungs. I was in hospital for, I think it was roughly over a week. When I came out in a wheelchair. I was then on a Zimmer frame. I am now on medication for life because of that, and because the knock-on effect from that, I was taking a lot of T3 at the time. I actually shut down the function of my thyroid. So I'm now on like crazy high doses of levothyroxine for life. Now, this is where I think I genuinely have a right to throw my hat in the ring with regards to this debate. I think Zac he's got valid points, he has, and I can't disregard that. And obviously Tony does what he does, and I can't disregard that either. The issue I do raise with, and I'll raise my issue with Zac first, is the simple fact that it seems like Zac's issue isn't mainly directed at Tony specifically. I think Zac, from what he was saying, is just steroids in general. Apparently, a 14, 15-year-old kid came up to him in the gym, asked him about steroids. That's nothing to do with Tony. That is the gym. I've been in many gyms many times when I was stacked and jacked before, and a lot of people, what cycle are you running? What protein shakes do you drink? The usual shit. That's got nothing to do with Tony. That is the industry. That is what we sign up for. I know many of my subscribers have probably done it, or been that guy that's gone and asked somebody else. I've done it. I've gone and asked the big dudes in the gym when I was in my late teens. So I don't think it's fair to just throw all that stigma and all that drama and unnecessary shit straight on Tony, because he isn't the industry. Just because he's doing what he's doing doesn't entitle Zac to throw all that shit straight at him. However, in Zac's defense, I do think it's a very fucked up industry when it comes to steroids. I do think Zac has a very valid point when it comes to expos and things like that. Expos have gone to shit, all of them. There's not one decent one. People say that Arnold, I don't even think that's fucking popping anymore. Zac definitely made a pop at Kenny KO in that video. My issue with this is the two people he's basically took a pop at in that video are basically signed with Generation Iron. As am I. I'm one of their content creator partners. And obviously Enhanced 2's come out, and it's just like, is this some sort of weird vendetta towards Generation Iron because they've not worked with Zac? Throwing Kenny in and under the bus, so to speak, about just shit content or whatever he was trying to say. Obviously, Kenny's called him out before about being a fake Nazi, and I personally, looking at Zac, I think he's taken a cycle of summit. Not going to lie, that's my opinion. Does it make it true? No, but that's just my opinion. But on the flip side, from obviously Zac to Tony, Tony does say some shit that I don't agree with, and I'm going to have Tony back on the channel at some point anyway. He has agreed to come back on, and he does want some controversy. That's what he's asked for, and obviously it does create more content. It creates, viral content. But you guys know I'm not about that. I try and get whatever information I put out. It needs to sit well with me, that what I've put out, I can stand by and go, yeah, I did that piece of work. I'm happy with that. That's what I want my viewers to see. Now, Tony does say some fucked up shit. The whole vegan, taking steroids is healthier than being a vegan, kind of does hold a little bit of weight to it, I'm afraid, Zach, because there are certain benefits that come with taking steroids, unfortunately, and I'm not promoting steroids at all. If anybody ever came up to me and said, what cycle should I take? I'd be like, none. That's my advice. If they were saying, I'm taking a cycle, this is what I'm going to take, and they wanted my advice, I'd give advice as well. But only from my personal experience. I can't speak on behalf of everybody else. I can only say, look, I did this, and this, and I pretty much ran everything. Anything that you can think of, I ran in stupid, massive quantities. We're not talking like rich piano quantities, but not far off. So I think there's two sides to this story. I think trying to find the middle common ground is, steroids aren't all that. We are in a world where people want things. They want it now. They want it fast. And Tony Hughes did cover that in the interview that I did with him. He basically said, look, in a world that's where people can get 20 pounds of muscle in 12 months taking X, Y, and Z, they're going to do it. Everybody wants things and they want it now. They don't want to take the time out to put a foundation of work and get your diet right, nutrition right, study, learn your own body. There's a lot of things that go into this. But that's out of Zac's control. And, I think it was just popping shots at a lot of different people. And I think it was just Zac venting frustration. Maybe it was coincidence. It was at Kenny and Tony Hughes. We're all part of the same network. We're all part of the same family, so to speak. So I was a little bit pissed off. Obviously, Kenny's called Zac out in the past. And obviously, I've had done an interview with Kenny and stuff. I see us as supposed to be working together. That's the way I see it. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned like that. Do I agree with Kenny calling Zac out? I suppose it's fair game. If you're claiming one thing and people are saying, he might be the other. I don't know. I mean, but my personal opinion on this is, I can't take a side, and I won't take a side. I do agree with some points Zac made. The industry is fucked up. There are too many people lying about one thing and not the other. But then, if Zac is lying about being a fake Nazi, then does that make him a hypocrite? So the dilemma is, you're going to have to take from it what you want. You're going to have to, like I opened the video with, read between the lines. The fitness industry is like any other industry. We're no different. We're not as cutthroat as like the news networks or anywhere else. Every industry is the same. Every industry is trying to fuck somebody else over or trying to do something to edge the next person. There's nothing special about the fitness industry. And to be honest, nothing's really changed that dramatically in the fitness industry. Okay, expos are getting shitter, but there's no big draws anymore. I had this conversation with Chanel. Obviously, when we had Rich Piana, he was bringing, massive crowds in. When you've got like the likes of Phil Heath wanting copious amounts of money to turn up to an expo, no one wants to fucking go. So these are the actual issues with the expos. People wanting too much money to be there rather than just take a little bit less and go and meet the fans, the people that pay your way. That's the way I see it. That's my opinion on it. And I felt like I needed to put my hat in the ring because I'm not on the fence. I know where I stand with this, and I know that I would never promote steroids. However, I am getting Tony back on the channel to educate my fan follower base, whatever we want to call it. So there is more information out there, and Tony is the only person at the minute doing it. And whether you like him or not, until, obviously Piana was doing it way back when. And when he used to come out with them cycles, he used to say himself, don't do this. It's fucking, do you know what I mean? Let's be real, don't do this. My advice to anybody watching this is, if you're going to do steroids, don't. No. But if you're going to do them, first thing, get your blood done. Speak to your GP. Not to speak to your GP to get them to persuade you not to do it, get your blood work done. Then obviously you need to find a reputable source. So obviously think logically. Don't just jump on stupid amounts of quantities and stuff. Do your research. Have you even put a foundation of work in the gym? How old are you? There's so many different things that you need to consider just before going. Even if you're just taking a pot of fucking D-ball, it's that simple. Your age, are you like 21 and under? Well, then your testosterone's through the roof anyway. And I think if you're under 21, you haven't even put nowhere near enough work in the gym to even quantify or justify taking anything. Just be careful. Be careful. That's all I can say. I'm going to leave it there. Drop a comment below. Are you taking a side with this? Do you think Zac was just firing shots for no reason? Do you think he was just bitching about it? He did seem very bitchy, I'm not going to lie. I've never met Zac. I've never spoke to Zac. I've got no beef with Zac. I do see his point, though. I do see his point, and I can't shy away from that, but I don't agree with 90% of the shit he said. So drop a comment below. Keep it clean. Are you taking a side? I'm not. I couldn't give a fuck. I just felt like I needed to do a video on it because I didn't want people thinking because I just interviewed Tony Hughes that was where my allegiance lied, and it's not. I keep my shit morally grounded, so to speak. So on that note now, guys, I've been me, you and you. Peace.